Welcome to Grumpy Billionaire Stories, where the men have everything money can buy and absolutely zero emotional intelligence to show for it. I'm so glad you found us. Before we get into today's chaos, quick question. Where in the world are you listening from right now? Drop your location in the comments and throw a money bag emoji if you already have a feeling this man is going to be insufferable, or a shoe emoji if you think Aria should have thrown the other one too. You'll understand in about 60 seconds. Now, this is our very first story on this channel, and we are starting with a big one. We have a grumpy billionaire, a soccer field, a flying shoe, a luxury Mercedes, and one very desperate girl who does not know that the man she keeps humiliating owns the mansion she just walked into. The audacity, mutual. The tension, already unbearable. If you like what you hear today, do me one favor, hit that subscribe button right now. This channel is brand new and every single subscriber matters. It tells the algorithm we belong here, and it means more stories like this one keep coming. So if grumpy billionaires with too much money and not enough patience are your thing, subscribe before we even start. All right, get comfortable. Aria Sullivan is late, broke, and about to have the worst best day of her life. Let's read. The late September sun painted Crestmont University's athletic fields in gold. Aria Sullivan hitched her worn backpack higher on her shoulder, squinting at the campus map on her phone screen. Literature building, she muttered, turning in a slow circle. How is this campus bigger than my entire hometown? A whistle shrieked across the field. Move it, we've got 20 minutes before the next class, a male voice barked orders. Thompson, your footwork is garbage. Run it again. Aria glanced up. The men's soccer team sprawled across the turf, a dozen guys in practice jerseys running drills. She started to turn away when something black and white rolled across the grass and bumped against her sneaker. A soccer ball. Hey, the same commanding voice. Kick that ball back over here. Aria froze. A tall figure jogged toward her. No, not jogged. Stalked, like a panther who'd spotted something small and stupid in its territory. He was probably 6'2", all lean muscle and sharp angles. Dark hair falling across his forehead, jaw clenched in irritation. His practice jersey clung to his chest, and even from 15 feet away, his presence felt like a physical weight. Did you hear me? He stopped 10 feet away, hands on his hips. Kick the ball back. Oh, sorry, Aria looked down at the ball, then back at him. I'm not really good at. It's a ball, you kick it. 5-year-olds can do this. Heat flushed her cheeks. His teammates had stopped running to watch. Great, an audience. Right, of course. She positioned herself carefully, remembering vaguely how she'd seen people kick in movies. Plant one foot, swing the other. Her sneaker connected with the ball. The ball didn't move. Her shoe, however, launched off her foot like a fabric missile. Time slowed. The shoe tumbled end over end through the air, a perfect arc, and smacked the tall guy directly in the face. Thwack. The soccer ball sat mockingly at her socked foot. Dead silence. Then someone, Thompson probably, snorted with laughter. The tall guy lowered his hand from his face. His eyes, dark and furious, locked onto Aria. You, his voice dropped to something deadly quiet. You just threw your shoe at my face. I didn't throw it, Aria's heart hammered. It slipped. I was trying to kick the ball, I swear. You're a grown woman and you can't kick a ball. He stepped forward. What kind of? I said I'm sorry. Aria backed up, her socked foot sliding on the grass. Look, I don't play sports, okay? I'm not some jock. It was an accident. An accident? He advanced another step. You expect me to believe. Is there a problem here? A new voice, older, tinged with authority. Both of them turned. A middle-aged man in a university windbreaker, definitely faculty, stood at the edge of the field, eyebrows raised. The tall guy's jaw worked silently. Aria saw her chance. Professor, she pointed dramatically, this man is stealing my shoe. The tall guy's head whipped toward her. What? She darted forward, snatched her shoe from where it had fallen, and ran. You little, his voice followed her. That's the oldest trick in the... Aria didn't look back. She sprinted across the lawn, nearly colliding with a student on a bicycle, and didn't stop until she'd put 2 buildings between herself and the athletic fields. Finally, she collapsed against a brick wall, gasping for air. Oh my God, she pressed her shoe to her chest. What is wrong with me? Her phone buzzed. Mom. Good luck on your first day back, sweetie. Rosie says she loves you. Aria smiled despite herself, typing back quickly before scrolling through her notifications. Student loans, textbook fees, rent deposit for... Wait. She stared at the screen. A job posting, flagged by her university portal. Immediate hire, personal assistant household staff. Compensation, $35 hour plus room and board. Location, Hillcrest District, 0.3 miles from campus. Requirements, flexible schedule, discretion, organizational skills. Application deadline, today 5 p.m. Aria checked the time, 4:17 p.m. No, 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 no. She pulled up the address, nearly dropping her phone. Hillcrest. That was the rich neighborhood on the north side of campus, the one with actual mansions. Room and board meant no rent. $35 an hour meant she could actually afford textbooks and send money home to Mom. Her fingers flew across the screen, pulling up directions. 12-minute walk if she ran. She ran. The car. Meridian Avenue cut through Silvercrest like a river of asphalt and money. Aria barely noticed the boutiques with their faceless mannequins, the cafes with outdoor seating that cost more per coffee than she used to make in an hour. Her eyes stayed glued to the blue navigation dot on her phone. Turn left in 30 feet. Destination will be on your right. Almost there, she speed-walked, checking the time. 4:52 p.m., 8 minutes to spare. The crosswalk light turned white. She stepped off the curb, still staring at her phone. SCRECH. Black metal filled her vision. Aria's phone flew from her hand. She stumbled backward, landing hard on her tailbone on the asphalt. The world spun. A car, a sleek black Mercedes, sat inches from where she'd been standing. Literally inches. The driver's door slammed open. Are you out of your mind? Aria's head snapped up. No. No. The soccer field guy stood over her, and if he'd been angry before, he was absolutely murderous now. You reckless, idiotic. He raked a hand through his dark hair. Crossing the street with your eyes glued to your phone like that. Do you have a death wish? Aria's voice came out small. Her hands were shaking. I'm sorry I didn't see. Obviously you didn't see, because you were staring at your phone. He gestured wildly at the Mercedes. Do you have any idea how close, if I hadn't been paying attention? Your car is fine, Aria snapped, adrenaline turning fear into anger. You stopped in time, I'm fine, so can I please go? I have somewhere to be. His eyes narrowed. You. She scrambled to her feet, retrieving her phone from the crosswalk. Screen cracked. Perfect. What? This morning you threw a shoe at my face. Now you're throwing yourself at my car. He crossed his arms. What's next? Are you stalking me for a lawsuit? Stalking, Aria sputtered. I didn't even know it was your car. I don't even know who you are. Damian Blackwood. He said it like she should recognize the name. When she just stared blankly, his jaw tightened. Should it? Aria shot back. Look, I'm sorry about the shoe. I'm sorry about almost getting hit by your fancy car, but I have a job interview in. She checked her phone. 4 minutes and you're wasting my time. Who said you could leave? Damian pulled out his own phone. I'm calling the police. Aria's stomach dropped. What? Why? Reckless endangerment. Attempted insurance fraud. Take your pick. Insurance fraud? Are you insane? Panic crept into her voice. I told you it was an accident. So was the shoe. He raised an eyebrow. Twice in one day. What are the odds? Aria's mind raced. The job interview. 4 minutes. If she didn't show up, that was it. No second chances for a posting this good. Look, wait. She pointed past his shoulder. Isn't that a police car? Damien didn't turn. You think I'm stupid. That's the oldest. Aria's leg swung up. Her foot connected solidly between his legs. Damien's face went white. He crumpled forward with a strangled noise that was half gasp, half wheeze. I'm so sorry. Aria was already backing away. It was instinct, self-defense. I didn't mean to kick that hard. He dropped to one knee, one hand braced on the Merced's hood. I'm going to. Aria turned and bolted. She didn't stop running until Meridian Avenue became Hillcrest Boulevard, and even then she only slowed because her lungs were screaming. Oh God, what did I do? She pressed her hands to her face. What if I actually hurt him? What if he can't? No time to think about that. The job, focus on the job. She checked her phone, 4:58 p.m. One block ahead, iron gates rose like sentries. Beyond them, a cobblestone driveway curved toward a pale stone mansion, 3 stories tall with floor-to-ceiling windows. A grand entrance. The kind of place that appeared in magazines she'd never be able to afford. Aria approached the call box at the gate. Her finger hovered over the button. This was crazy. She was a literature major from Maplewood who'd spent the last 2 years slinging hash browns at a diner. What was she doing applying to work at a place like this? $35 hour, plus room and board. She pressed the button. A tinny voice crackled through. Yes. Hi, I'm here about the job posting. Personal assistant position. Aria winced at how breathless she sounded. My name is Aria Sullivan. I know I'm cutting it close to the deadline, but... A pause, then, please come to the front door. The gate swung open silently. Aria walked up the cobblestone drive on shaking legs. The front door was solid oak with an ornate brass knocker shaped like a lion's head. It opened before she could knock. An elderly man stood in the doorway. Tall, rail-thin, with silver hair combed precisely back. He wore an actual 3-piece suit, vest and all, and looked at Aria with the expression of someone examining a strange insect. Miss Sullivan, I presume. His accent was crisp, British maybe. I am Harrison, head of household staff. Nice to meet you. Aria stuck out her hand, then realized it was covered in dirt from when she'd fallen in the street. She quickly withdrew it. Sorry, I had a rough walkover. Harrison's gaze swept over her. Wrinkled t-shirt, jeans with a rip in the knee, not the fashionable kind. Scuffed sneakers, backpack with university pins. I see, he stepped aside. Please come in. The foyer made Aria forget how to breathe. Marble floors gleamed under a chandelier that probably cost more than her mother's house. A grand staircase swept upward, splitting into 2 directions. Actual oil paintings hung on the walls, portraits of stern-looking men in suits. Holy, Aria caught herself. I mean, this is very nice. Indeed. Harrison clasped his hands behind his back. Now, Miss Sullivan, about the position. May I see your resume? Oh, yes. Aria swung her backpack around and pulled out the single sheet she'd printed at the library that afternoon. 3 jobs, 2 years of gap, education incomplete. It looked pathetic next to the marble in gold. Harrison scanned it with pursed lips. The silence stretched. Miss Sullivan, he said finally, have you read the job posting carefully? Yes, every word, Aria nodded eagerly. Flexible schedule, organizational skills, discretion, I can do all of that. I'm a really hard worker, Mr. Harrison. I know my resume doesn't look like much, but... The posting specified we're seeking someone for full-time work. Harrison's tone was gentle but firm. 40 to 50 hours per week, with additional hours as needed for events and travel. Aria's stomach sank. I could make it work. I'm only taking 4 classes this semester, and they're all in the morning. You're a university student. He tapped her resume. It says here you're a junior at Crestmont. Yes, but... The position also requires several years of professional experience in household management. Harrison continued as if she hadn't spoken. Familiarity with formal dinner service, event coordination, vendor management. I see here you have experience in food service. I was a waitress, Aria said quietly. And I did deliveries, warehouse work on weekends. Admirable work ethic. Harrison handed back her resume. But not what we're looking for, I'm afraid. Please, the word burst out before she could stop it. Please, Mr. Harrison, just give me a chance. I can learn everything. I'm a fast learner, I swear. I can work mornings before class, evenings after, weekends, whatever you need. Harrison's expression softened slightly. My dear, you seem like a very determined young woman, but I need this job. Aria hated how her voice cracked. I have a little sister. She's 6 years old. And my mom just recovered from being sick, really sick, and I had to drop out of school for 2 years to take care of them, and now I'm back, but the money is so tight, and if I could just have room and board covered, I could send money home. And she was rambling. She knew she was rambling, but desperation had unlocked something in her chest. And I know I'm not qualified. I know I'm just some broke college student, but I promise if you give me one chance, just one, I will work harder than anyone you've ever. I'm very sorry. Harrison's voice was kind but immovable. But you simply don't meet our requirements. I must ask you to leave, or I'll have to call security. Aria's throat closed. Security, right, because she was trespassing now. Of course. She shoved her resume back into her backpack. I'm sorry for wasting your time. She turned toward the door, blinking hard against the burning in her eyes. Don't cry. Don't you dare cry in this stranger's mansion. Wait, Harrison's voice stopped her. Miss Sullivan. Behind them, a door opened. Harrison, a male voice, achingly familiar. I'm back. Thompson completely fell apart during scrimmage. Guy can't handle pressure to save his life. Did the dry cleaning arrive? Aria turned slowly. No. Please, no. Damian Blackwood stood in the doorway to what looked like a sitting room, shrugging out of a leather jacket. He tossed it onto a chair without looking, his attention on his phone. Also, some maniac nearly threw herself in front of my car today, so I'm going to need you to call. He glanced up. Their eyes met. Damian froze. His phone slipped from his hand and clattered on the marble floor. You, he breathed. Aria wanted the floor to open up and swallow her whole. Hello again, she squeaked. For 3 full seconds, nobody moved. Then Damian's face transformed from shock to unholy fury. What the hell are you doing in MY house? And that is where we leave it for today. If this story already has you stressed on Aria's behalf, good. That means it's working. Subscribe if you haven't already, drop a comment telling me what you think of Damian so far, and share this episode with someone who needs a grumpy billionaire in their life. This channel is just getting started, and I want you here for all of it.